Hello, welcome to the Tao Te Ching, a piece of Chinese literature that I would like to share with you a little bit more in depth for my semester presentation. My name is Sherilyn Goldammer, and welcome. Thank you for choosing my forum to take a look at and give me some feedback on. The Tao Te Ching stands for the classic of the way and its virtue, and I found it to be unexpectedly interesting and wanted to just point out that one of the things that the Tao Te Ching claims is that it's very easy to understand. However, over the last 2,000 years, there have been many, many commentaries written on different perceptions and ideas about what the Tao Te Ching does mean and what is being written. With that thought in mind, I'd like to just give you an example of chapter 1 and the first 4 lines and how I do think it does sound as though it's contradicting itself from the very start. It says, "The way that can be spoken of is not the constant way. The name that can be named is not the constant name." It does sound as though it's contradicting itself, and I'm intrigued by that. I'm sure there's many pieces of information we could find on the internet that would talk to us more about that. But one of the chapters did really strike me, and I found it very interesting because it started off with simple words of "it is easy," and yet talks about things that we may feel are hard or difficult to do, but puts a perception on it of maybe if we keep a balance, if we pay attention, that maybe things are a little bit easier than we imagine. So if you don't mind, I'd like to read it to you. Since the literature we were reading in this particular unit was meant to be spoken and heard, I would like to share it with you now. On one of the sites that I found online, it had actually been titled "Taking Little Steps," and so that's why I've titled this particular slide that. So, chapter 64. It is easy to maintain a situation while it is still secure. It is easy to deal with a situation before symptoms develop. It is easy to break a thing when it is yet brittle. It is easy to dissolve a thing when it is yet minute. Deal with a thing while it is still nothing. Keep a thing in order before disorder sets in. A tree that can fill the span of a man's arms grows from a downy tip. A terrace 9 stories high rises from hodfuls of earth. A journey of 1,000 miles starts from beneath one's feet. Whoever does anything to it will ruin it. Whoever lays hold of it will lose it. Therefore the sage, because he does nothing, never ruins anything, and because he does not lay hold of anything, loses nothing. In their enterprises the people always ruin them when on the verge of success. Be as careful at the end as in the beginning, and there will be no ruined enterprises. Therefore the sage desires not to desire, and does not value goods which are hard to come by. Learns to be without learning, and makes good the mistakes of the multitude, in order to help the myriad creatures to be natural and to refrain from daring to act. Thank you. Chapter 64. This piece of literature is hundreds of years old. And the one thing I just wanted to point out is, if we were to go into Barnes & Noble today, we probably would find this available on the bookshelf. And we would probably find it on bookshelves around the world. The Norton Anthology World Literature on page 1346 goes so far as to say that even in today's world, that this particular piece of literature is applauded as a guide to self-actualization, professional success, and leadership training in a post-industrial world. It is really fascinating that there are things that were written so many years ago that we can pick up and read today and apply it to our lives or to our experiences or to share with others. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to your feedback.